Yo, what's good? It's your boy Jay Soul tapping in, man. So we gonna go over Crown League Season 2 Week 3. It's a great card. There was a very interesting fights. We had Gorilla Grip versus Sweet Scientist. Shout out to Sweet Scientist. He's part of SBA, bro. I see you, bro. I see you. Dom versus Z7 and iFinesse versus Nath. Great fights. We're gonna jump in and cover these fights and you know, go over what I seen. All right, so let's talk about the first fight. We got Marco Antonio Barrera versus Eric Morales. Marco Antonio Barrera was being played by Gorilla Grip, and Eric Morales was being played by Sweet Scientist. So this fight, of course, you already know, legendary rivalry, bro, against these two Mexican warriors. It was a great fight. You know, this match is played at 1.5 damage. Like, you know, that's what we usually play in like SBA. And you know, it gets crazy, bro. Like, the power output is crazy, and you definitely got to pick your shots and have the defense. So what I seen with this fight, you know, Gorilla Grip was applying that pressure as he should with Antonio Barrera. He was doing good and putting a lot of output and inflicting a lot of damage on Sweet Scientist. Sweet Scientist was doing great as well. Definitely practicing more of the sim side of it and really trying to implement that. As you can tell, like, there's like not a lot of high guard that he's doing. He's not doing auto blocking. You can see with the Barrera, he's doing some of the auto blocking, but Eric Morales is actually, you know, he's doing the manual blocking. He's trying to catch some punches, moving away, and that's the thing. So that's something I have to say about, like, when, you know, guys or us from SBA, people who are in the SBA league as well, and they compete in UFL, ESBL, or you're competing in Crown. I feel like, okay, it's great that we do the manual blocking on top, but we also have to do, I think, auto blocking when it comes to the body, just because it's gonna cause some issues. It's gonna cause some issues if you're not doing the auto blocking. This is what I'm talking about. You see the knockout going to the body, like, you got to do auto block, I feel, when we go to the body, just when we're competing in these leagues, because they're gonna go to the body. So if you're trying to do the manual block and manual block to the body, I feel like that doesn't work. I've tried it. I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So, you know, and the times that it doesn't, if you're playing 1.5, you know, damage, you don't really want to take that type of smoke, you know, because you're not gonna last very long. But other than that, like, I felt like, you know, it was a great match. Sweet Scientist was implementing his sim, and, you know, Gorilla Grip was doing his thing and applying pressure and, you know, trying to take out his opponent. So rightfully so, competitive play versus sim play. Like, this is kind of like what we're looking at, and this respects to both sides, you know, and we could kind of see what the results were. We had Gorilla Grip, you know, landing some knockdowns. I think he landed quite a few knockdowns in the later rounds, and, you know, he got the win. But, you know, Sweet Scientist was there. He was getting up every time, and he had that dog in him. So great fight from both people. Yeah, and congratulations to Gorilla Grip for getting that win, bro. Like, congrats, you got the KO win. Definitely a dub, bro. All right, so the next fight we have was Dom versus Z7. I thought this was like the funnest fight of the night. Like, I was really entertained by this one, bro. Dom was playing Joe Frazier, and then Z7 was playing Muhammad Ali. They were reenacting the fight, and they did a 15-rounder. 15-round fight, bro. Dom actually ran out of juice in like the 5th round. Like, so he was actually flat-footed with Joe Frazier in the 5th round, and was still applying pressure, bro. Like, he was flat-footed, and it was still coming forward, still applying pressure to Ali, which was crazy to see. I was like, oh wow, that's insane. But the fight actually ended in a cut, bro. Like, the fight ended in the cut, which was like, yo, I think even the commentators wanted to see this go all the way to the 15 rounds. But it was a great fight nonetheless from both guys, bro. Like, great fight they put on. Congratulations to Z7, you know, for that win, because, yo, like, he was applying that pressure, he was shooting that jab, you know, working on the outside. Joe Frazier, of course, he got that cross guard, bro, and, you know, he was just really, you know, making Ali back up, you know, the way that the fight should look. So it was really good fight, very entertaining. Shout out to both guys. And then last but not least, we had Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Ward. Of course, we know that's an amazing rivalry, man. We had iFinesse as Arturo Gatti and Nath as Mickey Ward. It was a great fight. You know, they were meeting in the middle in the early rounds, really exchanging, and then I feel like Nath actually started finding some distance and, you know, moving in, using a little bit more movement, you know, hitting him with the jab, stepping in, stepping out, you know, getting some counters in, and I feel like that's what, you know, got him the fight. Like, he was just making sure that, you know, yeah, he was staying in the pocket, but he was also stepping back when he needed to and stepping in. You know, at one point I think the commentators wanted them to kind of go to war a little bit more, but, you know, Nath walked away with the win, which is good on both ends, man. There's no shade, no nothing. So I thought it was a good tactic, and, you know, you just gotta sometimes play a little bit more smart. And I guess they wanted iFinesse to kind of get back past the jab, when I guess he was finding a little trouble getting past the jab with Mickey Ward, and the way that Nath was you know, utilizing that jab, which was good. I mean, keeping him at a distance, you know, boxing IQ, bro, you gotta use that jab. Maybe I'm thinking, like, when it comes to like certain fighters, like maybe like a Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti, like maybe there should be a limit on like what they do for like even auto blocking, you know, because they both go at it. So you expect to kind of, you know, if you want to emulate or simulate the match that they had, and, you know, the first one, I would say, hey, first 6 rounds you guys can't really use auto block. Like, you guys have to at least go at it. I don't care if you guys use slips, but we don't want to see a lot of auto blocking in those first 6 rounds. After that, of course, if you're, you know, you're hurt, you're doing this, now you can block. I don't know, that's just a suggestion. It can work, like if you're emulating, or if you're emulating the match. But other than that, great fight from both fellas, man. As you can see, Nath, I think he gets this knockdown against Arturo Gatti. Arturo Gatti just not going down there. But yeah, man, great fight. Shout out to Nath. Congratulations for winning that bout. All right, so there you have it, man. That was week 3 of the Crown League, man. So hopefully I could get back in and get on another free agent round, man. I heard my boy Quan got it. I beat Quan, and Quan got drafted. But hey, yo, it's all love. Quan did really, really good with not Anthony Joshua, Daniel Jacobs. With Daniel Jacobs, he did really good against my Terrence Brook Crawford with his Daniel Jacobs. So, hey, yo, shout out to Quan, bro. Congratulations, bro. Hopefully we meet again, and, you know, we have a great bout. But appreciate you guys tapping in. Shout out to Crown League, shout out to JMMA, shout out to ESBL, shout out to UFL, and of course shout out to SBA. Let's get it, man. We out of here.